again. Okay.
Howdy peeps. This is a last minute video I decided to do. I'm about to show you how to make a badass pot roast. Alright, so here's my chunk of roast I got right here. I like to cut little slices in it, and then I put chunks of garlic in there. It totally comes out into the meat. I'm going to season it up, and then in the pot here I got like, I don't know, some olive oil and some butter pads, and I'm going to melt that down. I'm going to sear all the sides of my meat, because you want to hold everything inside, so you can put a nice brown scab like on top of everything. I already put some salt on this. I'm going to do a little bit of pepper. Another thing, for like roast or any kind of beef meat, and you want to use like a tenderizer, you know, you can buy that meat tenderizer, the salts and crap like that. Well, this is more of a natural way of doing it. This is mustard, ground mustard. That's all it is. It don't have hardly any flavor at all. It's like kind of like the yellow paprika, but it naturally breaks down the meat. Not like makes it into mush, but it actually breaks it down while it's cooking on it. So it works as a tenderizer. So if you don't want all that salt and stuff on your meat, and you want to do it more naturally, get some ground mustard. I keep wanting to say ground pepper. Ground mustard. And then, of course, you know, I like my onion powder. And my garlic powder. I'm the house of seasonings, I tell you. What else we got here? A little bit of rosemary. Rose don't want to come out. Just a little bit, because we're going to put some in the water when I show you, because I'm going to boil it. Do a slow simmer with some water on top of the stove. It cooks faster and it's more tender than sticking it in the oven. And it's more foolproof, to be honest. So if you're not a very good cook, this is probably the better way to go. And no one will ever know. So that was there's some thyme and some sage and some basil. Alright. We'll season the other side when we get it in the pot. That's about ready. You can turn this up because you want it really nice and hot. So when you stick this in there, it's going to go, and then you're going to really burn it up, and then you'll flip it. And you, if you can, get all the sides, like the edges and everything, because the more you seal it, the better it's going to be once you stick it in some water. So, I need a big-ass fork. That ain't a big-ass fork. I need a big-ass fork. There we go. I'm going to stick hands. Well, I could do it with hands right now, because I don't want to splash me. So be careful. Season side down. Stick that monster in there. And while that side's searing, I'm going to go ahead and season this side real quick. All my junk inside. Now we're going to do this, and then some steamed veggies. I'll show you in a second, because I got a little trick I'm trying for the very first time, so I hope it turns out alright. And my mashed potatoes I showed you on my other video, so I ain't got to show you how to do that. And then at the end of this one, I'll show you how to make some quick gravy. And yeah, you'll look like you got the shit going on, like moms used to do. So yeah, is this doing it? It's doing it. I got my basil. Yeah, once we get this all brown, we'll put a couple cups of water in here. And if you got broth or stock, use that. If not, you can always use the stupid little cubes. I don't have either, so I gotta use the cubes. So you can have a little bit of gravy. You don't want to fill it. You just want to put enough water in there, probably about halfway up the meat. And then put a nice lid on it, and then turn it down real low. And then it's gonna cook for a good couple hours for sure. You need to just leave it alone. If you feel the need after an hour and a half or so, you can look at it, maybe flip it, put the lid back on it, forget about it, let it love itself. And then you'll know when it's done just by looking at it. You'll open the lid and it's like, are you hungry? And you'll be like, yeah. And you turn the flame off and you'll be ready. So, I can smell stuff. You're getting there slowly. It's not enough.
Oop, there's the puppies.
Splash something. And don't worry about that burnt up stuff on the bottom, because that's going to be part of your gravy. Always want that burnt stuff. The burnt stuff is the best. You think it's not, but it is. That's your flavor. It's all concentrated. If it's like pure black, then it's not good, but you want some of that burnt stuff. Can you smell it? Almost. It's taking a minute. That's doing that. I was gonna, I got these vegetables over here. Some broccoli, fresh broccoli and cauliflower. And I'm just gonna steam them. So I have just some water with some seasoning salt in there. And I was gonna try, I got this, just curious because it's got such a nice aroma, some sesame oil. So I'll put a little bit of sesame oil in there, so when the water's boiling, I'm hoping you can smell the sesame oil and it'll come up into the vegetables and give them that Asian flavor. We'll see. I'll let you know how that works out. But yeah, that's for that. Just stick that on there, and then you put the lid on it, and then you turn it on a medium heat, but not now. We gotta get this going first, otherwise it'll get done too fast. This is the tricky part. Do not splash yourself. There. See how it's getting that nice little crust going on? You're going to do that on all the edges. This way it looks like it's charbroiled anyway. If you just stuck that raw hunk of meat in there with some water, it'll look like it was in the crock pot. So I mean, it's up to you if you, presentation. I think this holds all the flavors inside. That's the way my mom taught me. I don't know. So yeah, we get that going. I'm gonna also, when we add the water, I'm gonna add some mushrooms to it so we can have like a mushroom gravy. So that was my plan. Sometimes I add some onions too, but I don't feel like cutting the onions. I'm being lazy today. That's why I got sweats on and stuff. This is like a last minute idea. All of a sudden out of nowhere I said, what do you want to eat? And they said, I want to eat a pot roast. You haven't had a pot roast in a long time. So here we are. Man, it's hot in this kitchen. It's hot in this kitchen.
It's hot in this kitchen.
Smoking. I know you're going to leave a little bit of fat on there like that because that's going to give you your flavor for your gravy too. You don't want it completely clean and lean and stuff. You need that fat. Fat is good. Nobody like nothing skinny. You gotta have some meat. So there you go. We'll do the edges real quick. They don't have to be as brown, just enough to close it up. And then we can add our water. I gotta get a thing. So I'm just gonna get some tap water. Just gonna get really steamy in a second. And lay her back down. So start slow so you don't burn yourself with steam. Get that in there. And then I already peeled my cubes because they take me an hour to get that stupid paper off. I dropped those in there. Add a little bit more basil. And it don't look like a lot of juice, but you know, you're gonna have juice that's gonna come out of the meat. And it'll add up anyway. A little bit more of this. You add as much crap as you want. I like a lot. Oh, my batteries are dying. And a little bit more rosemary. And she's cool. My mushrooms, I gotta drain them. You don't want that mushroom juice. Just drop those in there just like that. It don't even matter. And that, you bring it to a boil. Once you get it up to a boil, you put a lid on it, and then you turn it down to a simmer. And then that's when you just let it sit for a good couple hours. Do its thing. As soon as I find the lid. Ta-da! So that's basically it. Guess you don't have to watch it boil because that takes forever, right? So yeah, I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and then put the lid on it and then turn it down to a simmer, and then I'll peek at it in about an hour and a half, see where we're at. And then depending on where we're at with that is when I'll turn those on, because the vegetables will probably take a good half an hour to get a nice steam because I don't want to do them too fast. And just make sure you keep an eye on your water so you don't boil your water out while you're steaming your vegetables. And then you just steam it as long as you want. If you like them really soft, then you steam them longer. If you like them a little crunchy, not as long. I mean, it's up to you. I like my vegetables with a little crunch in them, like when you do stir fry. That's why I like fresh vegetables, but that's me. So anyways, we'll see you in a bit when we come back. Yeah, I should be ready to show you how to make gravy, and this should be done. Alright? See you in a few. Alright, come here. Meat's done, so we're gonna let it sit over here and rest. While we're letting it rest, you got all this yummy goodness over here. Alright, so I'm about to show you how to make gravy. And then right here in this cup, can you see? Mm-hmm. Okay, now look at me. Okay, in this cup, it's just cornstarch and some of those drippings. And then you don't let the drippings be too hot when you start adding it to the cornstarch. And you just keep adding and adding until you pretty much get this soupy consistency. And that's going to be your thickener. And get rid of that. Oh shit, no, I needed that.
We have another one.
I need a bigger one anyway. Okay. So,
we have lots of whisks.
You're going to put this on maybe, I don't know, medium high. You got to get it warm. And see how dark that is?
But not boiling?
No,
no, okay,
not yet. You got all this drippings in there that I told you that was on the bottom. That's why it's so dark. That's gonna be your stuff. And then, I think it's pretty warm, to be honest. Feels like it. Yeah, it's still pretty warm. So, it's good. I can do that because I have no feeling in my fingers. So, I wouldn't suggest to do that at home. But you don't really, you want it warm, but you don't want to bring it to a boil just quite yet. You want it just before a boil, I think. I don't know. It's tricky. I'm trying to tell you how to do this right, but...
So what's the theory about lumpy versus smooth gravy?
Well, first of all, you will make a smoother gravy if you use cornstarch than you would flour, because flour is trickier. It'll clump a lot faster. And then again, that has something to do if you're adding cold to hot too fast. It'll make those little dough balls, and you have all those little dough balls in there. It doesn't really make your gravy taste good because you kind of can taste it. And so you want to have like just a warm water, or warm drippings. Some people just add water to their starch and then get to their consistency. I like to use the drippings because this way I'm not adding and diluting nothing. I'm using what I'm using. And then this is just to thicken. Okay, so we're just before a boil. Now this is where you just pour a little and whisk. Making a big mess. And then you're gonna pour a little bit more because I think we need more. This is when you want to come to a boil, because when you bring it to a boil, that's what makes it thicken. We'll see where we're at. We might add more, we might not. It all depends. I think you need more, to be honest. I can tell.
Well, it depends on how much liquid you have in the pot to begin with,
Yeah,
right?
and I got a ton of liquid. That's why I made such a big cup of this stuff, because everybody in my house loves gravy.
Uh-huh.
So I always have to make sure to either have too much, because if I don't have enough, everybody's whining. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah. It's going to be coming up to a boil. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more. This is all an eyeball thing. You can't, I don't have measurements for this crap. I just been eyeballing it. This is how I've been doing it my entire life. So, trial and error. That's all I got for you. Show you how to do it, and you figure it out. It's just that with the cornstarch and the drippings, you want to pretty much have like one part of each, and you'll probably get the consistency that you need. After that, it's just a matter of how thick you want your gravy. Do you like a loose gravy? Do you want a thick gravy? You add more if you like it nice and thick. If you like it really loose, more like a roux, then don't add so much. I mean, that's on you, however you like your gravy.
So it's going to taste the same regardless.
It
it's
is.
Just if you like
Because
it
you
thick.
got all this drippings that's going on in here, it's still going to taste good. It's just a matter, this is just a thickening agent, that's all. It's not changing the flavor whatsoever. So you're going to want to let it boil for about a minute or two, and that's what helps thicken it up. So it's boiling. Can you see in there? See, it's boiling. You don't want to walk away, you want to kind of keep stirring it while it's doing its thing, because you'll get a skin on it if you don't. And plus, this helps you figure out your consistency. See, to me, that's still way too loose.
It's like water.
I know, it's still too loose. We need a shit ton more.
Okay.
And I got my mushrooms floating around up in there, up in there. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. It feels like it.
Now it's just cook it down, basically?
Yeah, you just kind of cook it for a couple minutes just so, yeah, that starch cooks in there and thickens it up.
Do you have to let it stand for so long?
Nah.
Too? No? Okay.
I mean, gravy alone, when it stands, as soon as it starts getting cold, it thickens anyway. So, that's the one bad thing about gravy, homemade gravy. That's pretty much the consistency that I was looking for. I think we'll be good there. I'll show you in a minute. And drip more. It's like pancake mix. This is my pancake mix.
This is the only thing, man. I wish people could smell this. It smells amazing. Oh my god, you have no
So
idea.
I'll turn it down because it's too high right now. And just kind of simmer it a little bit. Oh, and my veggies with that sesame oil, you can totally taste it. Oh my god. I tried a piece and it's not really strong, but it's got a hint of it in there. And it's there, man. Yeah. So try that shit. That was amazing. I just came up with it in my head, like, when I went to get the olive oil out of the cupboard and I saw my sesame oil, I went, I wonder. And I'm glad I wondered. Shit, it's good. So you got like a little bit of that sesame, Asian-y, and whatever the hell you want to call it, taste going on in there. If you like sesame seeds and stuff in your food, you like that. This is pretty much gonna do.
Can you
its
use
thing.
sesame seed oil with like just about anything, or just?
I've been playing with it because this is something new for me. But I know it's really good on chicken. So like if you're like cooking some chicken up in a pan, you can use that. I've used it for a little bit on, drizzled it on some rice while I was making some kind of
Stir
fry crap.
Okay.
Yeah, and that worked out pretty good too. So yeah, I guess you can, I don't know, play with it. I'm playing with it. It's just being good.
Is it something that you can just put in, or is it like you can't put too much or too less?
Well, that's just like any kind of oil. Like if you're using olive oil or anything, I mean, it cooks just like olive oil. You can't use it on a really high heat because it will cook down and break down fast. But yeah, try it. Play with it. Play with it and let me know what you guys did with it. You can probably use it with some pork or whatever. Rub it. Use it as a rub to put like a, I don't know, put a dry rub on your meat, you know, so it holds on to some shit. I bet it'd be good. Like I said, I keep playing with it myself. But, yeah, I think this gravy is done. You want it thicker, babe? Are you good?
It doesn't matter. I like it however you make it. I mean, seriously. I mean, you've made roux for me, and that looks like a tweener. Like, it's not as thick, but it's also not like a roux. So, I mean...
I can go a little thicker if you want. It's a thin gravy.
It probably looks thin or watery on the video, but...
No, it is pretty thin. I can go thicker. That's why I didn't get rid of this.
Okay. Do you have any kind of measurements, or you don't? You just put cornstarch in a cup and just play with it?
That's kind of how I've been doing forever, so I really don't have any measurements. I just eyeball it. Mm-hmm. It's like I said, this is more of a trial and error type deal. If you ever make
patience, I guess.
If you make it too thick and you're like, oh crap, just add a little water. You'll be fine. But
because it's not going to mess with it either way. It's just
not really.
No.
I mean, unless you have to add a ton of water to fix it. I mean, that's why you only do a little bit at a time, so you can figure out where you're at. Don't just go dumping the whole thing in there. I have, like I said, a lot of gravy. This is probably like a whole little pot of gravy, so I had to use a lot. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll cut some slices of this shit. Huh? There it is. In her beautiful...
It is so pretty.
honey knife. Wrong one. Need this one. So. Oh, damn. I almost gave that piece to the dogs.
They wouldn't have minded.
Oh no.
They've been smelling your cooking since they've lived here.
Oh, this is so tender. That piece I flipped on the counter, we can eat.
Okay.
Look at that. I'm not even...
you're not even putting any effort into it.
No, I'm not. It's like butter.
Yeah. Butter.
See? Foolproof. I'm telling you.
It's worth the wait.
There it is. Can you see in there?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It's amazing. Oh, I wish I could see... Oh, okay, there's a piece right there.
Oh, with the garlic?
With the big old hunk of garlic in it. That's mine. Oh, I love that so much.
Oh.
So good.
And then...
There's more pieces like that. I was just being a pig.
Oh, yeah. This is great.
Look at Sula's like, oh, yeah. Can I have some compost? Oh,
Try it. Show the camera, too.
I can't see.
You got it?
Oh, my God. Oh, so good.
Alright.
It's tender and there's a ton of flavor in the meat.
There you go.
Not just on the outside, it's like in the meat. Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
You just plate that shit up real quick. Like, here, I'll make me a plate. Just to make me a plate. I can let the boys make a plate, huh?
Well,
I don't know.
you want to keep recording or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I was just gonna... I stole your piece. We'll cut you another piece, babe.
That's okay. I was just bragging on your shit, that's all.
There's another one. Okay, so I'll do all that. Keep that shit covered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you come over here. I don't have a spoon for that. I don't have shit. Okay.
Our kitchen is super tiny. Everything's at your disposal anyway.
True that. So I'll throw some potatoes on a plate. Love me some potatoes.
And aren't these the potatoes you made a couple...
Yeah, these are my potatoes I made a couple days ago. So if you don't know how to make them, watch my video from a couple days ago. Because I don't like to repeat.
The one with the chicken, right?
With the chicken.
Okay.
And
This must be Zach's plate.
then it's going to be my plate.
Oh.
I'm just going to plate it up for later. Or whatever.
Alright, cool.
And then throw some butter on your veggies if you like. There it is.
Ladle, ladle.
Ladle. Get a big ass ladle. Some gravy on there. Bam!
Beautiful.
That's the shit right there.
That's good right there.
Alright,
Meat and potato meal.
that is it.
Alright.
Alright. So there you have it, folks. The shit. Right there. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my page. Love everybody. Bye.